That is an anamorphic flare. An anamorphic flare is not like any other lens flare. It has a very unique characteristic, and that is the line going from one side of the screen to the other. Let me turn the light on and I'll explain. An anamorphic flare can be achieved by using what's called an anamorphic lens. Now, there are two main characteristics to these lenses, and that is the flare, like this, and the two black matte bars at the top and bottom of the screen. Now, these are there because the raw video file from an anamorphic lens is stretched out. You then have to do what's called de-squeezing, which creates these matte bars at the top and bottom. The more anamorphic properties the lens has, the bigger the matte bars. Anamorphic lenses are brilliant cinema lenses, and because of that are usually very, very expensive. Now, that is why when you go to the cinema, there's often this letterbox effect or anamorphic crop, and a lot of the flares look like this, and that is because it is shot on a very expensive cinema lens. Now, because of that, people, when they're trying to create a film and they want it to look cinematic, even if they're not using an anamorphic lens, will add these black boxes to the top and bottom of their shot. I've often done it in my YouTube videos. If you look back at many of my videos, when I go into a kind of a cinematic part or do some B-roll, I will add these black bars, because straight away it tricks your mind into thinking that it's higher quality because you're used to seeing those properties at the cinema. Now, you can go one step further, and that is to get the sought after flare, this flare. Now, you'll have seen it in my film the other day that I named Light. This was me testing out a filter that I created, a physical filter that creates this flare. It's ridiculous. I'll show you what it is. This is the filter. Now, you can see without the filter on, just a normal lens flare. Now, what I've done is I've literally just got a metal ring and I've taped one line of fishing wire down the middle, and when the fishing wire is vertical, the lens flare is horizontal. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure on the science behind why that works, but it works brilliantly, as you'll have seen in this video and my video where I use it for all of my shots in the town of Bury St Edmunds. Now, I just think that's so interesting because it really goes to show that gear isn't everything, and there are creative ways around getting specific looks. For example, if I was to go out and shoot that film with a real anamorphic lens, it would cost me a lot of money. Whereas this, I got fishing wire for a couple of pounds, you know, tape for maybe £1, and this kind of metal ring for a couple of quid as well. And then just from doing that, I've faked this anamorphic look, and it just makes the video look much higher quality because it is a very similar look to what you see in the cinema. Now, my challenge for you, the next time you watch anything, whether it be a TV series or a film, look to see, can you see those matte bars and can you see those anamorphic flares? Because I bet you will be able to spot them. See you tomorrow.